we're going to go through right now and live from the bubble, I believe, we are going to speak with Eric Musselman. Coach, you're on with Matt Zimmerman and Ruscin Zach. How you doing?
Ruscin and Zach, what's happening? Zim, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Coach?
I mean, you guys tweeted, so I'm on a treadmill watching our guys finish up shooting. So we're live from the Convention Center, Arkansas Razorback practice.
So the electricity in the bubble works. Laundry, not so much.
Internet, no.
That's awesome.
I'm not so sure about the food, the internet, but we do have rims, and we have a floor laid down here in the Convention Center. We just finished up a very spirited hour-and-a-half practice.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic. So, I mean, what we were talking about your comments earlier, Coach, about Coach Musselman. I've got two coaches on the phone now, so I got to specify here. But we were talking about I've lived in some terrible apartments, but I've never had to do laundry in my sink before, I have to admit.
Let me tell you what. So the GAs, our grad assistants, I had this special pair of Arkansas Razorbacks running shorts that I've been saving for, like, you know, a good trip, like making the NCAA tournament. And so I go lift weights. I wear it along with my Arkansas baseball shirt, which I only got one, but I loved it. It was black. It was my favorite shirt. So I get a good workout. I give it to these guys for, you know, when they're doing the players' laundry loops. And all of a sudden I get to Indianapolis, and they left it in Nashville. So so now I only got my one pair of workout stuff. So I mean I went old school, and I've tried both soap in the sink and then today I tried shampoo. I'm not sure which one, but I know one thing: I'm not giving my gear to the GAs anymore. I can't afford to lose anything else.
So I hope you wasn't too hard on those guys, Coach, when they made that mistake. I bet you wasn't too happy.
Well, let's put it this way, Zim. Every 5 minutes in our group text, there's a text that comes from me that says, "Where is my baseball shirt and running shorts?"
Oh, wow.
So,
that's great.
So let's talk about Colgate. I had a chance to watch, I guess I watched their semifinal and the final in the Patriot League. I mean, the guy that jumps off the page is obviously Jordan Burns, but they've got some other guys that can play. The Cunningham kid can shoot it a little bit, and then they've got some bigs that can shoot it from outside.
Yeah, they're a great shooting team, one of the fastest-paced teams in the country. You know, you watch tape, and I mean, I'm trying to watch tape, but the internet's a little shaky. So every time I get about 3 minutes into that Tennessee game, when Burns was a younger player and he busted him for 32 points, that'll make you not sleep very good, because he can really, really score the ball. You know what they do great too, you guys, is they back cut. So they got all these shooters on the floor, and then you kind of get up into their personal space and they backdoor you. And so that's a big concern, because, you know, I feel like our team's going to be hungry. We're going to be anxious. And we just don't want to, you know, we're not a deny team anyhow. And I just don't want us to get, you know, too overcommitted where we get beat backdoor, and then all of a sudden we got to go a little bit looser on them, and then they start hitting threes. So those are some of the things that we've talked about. But you know, we want them to shoot under duress and not have any open looks from the perimeter.
Well, Ruscin and Zach here with Eric Musselman in Indy, and Matt Zimmerman as well. Coach Z, you got a question for Coach Musselman?
Well, Coach, it's not really a full Princeton-type offense, is it? But they do some similarities to a Princeton-style offense, and you kind of got to just push them off their spot and get them out of their comfort zone, don't you? And the long guards of ours, hopefully, can get them off those spots and make them a little bit uncomfortable.
The way we've always played Princeton, and the first time that I experienced it, it's funny, it actually was as a player at the University of San Diego in the NCAA tournament my freshman year. We played them in the Palestra, and I had an incredible defensive coach, Hank Egan, who was Greg. He coached Greg Popovich. He coached Mike Brown, former head coach of the Lakers. He coached David Fizdale, former head coach of the New York Knicks. But he had a great game plan for Princeton, and basically what it was hound the ball, get all over the basketball, and the other 4 guys be semi-soft. That's the same defense that we played in the NBA against Jason Kidd when he was with the Nets and ran the Princeton offense. And so we have done that at Nevada when we played Air Force. We guarded it that way. This team is a slightly different because it's a less complicated Princeton with just some bits and pieces of that Princeton offense. But you're right, Coach Z. Yeah. We got to figure out a way to stop that.
All right.
Coach, earlier today, ESPN put out a list, and obviously everybody's just bored and ready for the games to start, but they put out a list. They ranked each coach 1 through 68 on their playing ability in college. You came in at 44. Now, Matt Langle.
Well, at least I wasn't Will Wade. He was
dead
at
last.
The bottom of the list.
He was dead last. Dead last. Now, your opponent on Friday, Matt Langle, is 11. This is blatant disrespect, I feel.
Well, I want to know if Langle was drafted because I mean, even though it was the old CBA, and even though my dad drafted me, at least on my bio, I was drafted. So I don't care if my dad did it. I still got
drafted. No, it says he went to an NBA camp with the Sonics and the Sixers, the pre-summer league squads.
I can tell you one thing. I still think I can beat that guy off the dribble.
You'll be in a lot better shape than him, Coach. You're in a lot better shape than he is.
You're doing a radio interview on a treadmill, so yeah, you're doing great there in terms of the cardiovascular.
Any issues with Patrick Ewing in the one spot?
You know what? No one's going to argue that. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Now, you've been to the Garden. You've coached in the Garden. How can the staff at the Garden not know who Patrick Ewing is?
Probably because they're too young. They're probably somebody in their 20s that forgot that he's one of the greatest players in the history of that building.
History of the game. I mean, he's one of the. He's got to be a top 5 center. I mean, it's Wilt, it's Jabbar, Robinson, Olajuwon, and Patrick's name somewhere down there.
Yeah.
You guys don't think Swen Nader's in that list?
Swen Nader.
That's an old Clipper right there.
What about Paul Mokeski?
Oh, Paul. Oh, hold on. Now, hang on. I used to go to basketball camps with the Bucks. Paul Mokeski used to work big man drills. You could hook a beer cart to that guy, and I mean, he's like one of the Clydesdales. Him and Randy Brewer. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and we might as well throw Kevin Coonard in there as well. He played. You could look him up too.
Hey, by the way,
that's the all stiff team.
You ranked ahead on this list. You ranked ahead of Nate Oates. You ranked ahead of Will Wade, who finished dead last.
Nate Oates he can't play ball.
Okay. Now, this is a little shocking. They had Izzo one spot ahead of you. Izzo doesn't strike me as a defender.
That's insane. I mean, maybe Coach Izzo can run fullback better than me, but I mean, I can't imagine he could beat me in one-on-one.
Oh, man. Matt Zimmerman, Eric Musselman with us here on Ruscin and Zach. Coach Muss, I'm glad to hear that you're not practicing on like those carpeted gym floors like they have at churches. They actually gave you hardwood to practice on, so that's good. And best of luck with the laundry and everything, and everybody's looking forward to Friday back here in Arkansas.
I'm sure we are too. Hopefully we'll come out, produce, and have we got great respect for Colgate. It's going to be a hard game anytime you get in this tournament, and we've talked to the team about it every day. It's called March Madness for a reason. The madness will begin Friday, and you got to bring your A game or you do not advance. Appreciate you guys having me on.
All right, thank you.
Coach.
That's
All
right.
right, Coach.
Hey, you guys.
Yeah.
Hopefully by me calling in on my own, it buys me a break if we ever go on a 2-game losing streak again.
Well, hey, if Van Horn loses today, we're firing him. That's
I know.
row.
You know what? I better text Coach right now and tell him, hey, you got to play the full game today and get the W. Else, you know what?
Yeah, no, we'll start the chance. Fire Van Horn.
All right.
See you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Coach.
Eric Musselman live from the bubble here on Ruscin and Zach. And